The exact same real refactoring task, an actual Express.js codebase, cost roughly $15 on one coding agent and around $155 on the other, a tenfold difference on the identical piece of work. Here's the twist that makes this genuinely interesting instead of a simple cheaper is better story. The more expensive agent produced code that blind reviewers rated cleaner 67% of the time versus only 25% for the cheaper one. That single result captures this entire comparison perfectly. These two tools aren't simply better or worse versions of each other. They're built on genuinely different architectural philosophies, and picking the wrong one for your specific situation either wastes real money or costs you real code quality. I only share methods I test myself, so every number and every architectural detail in this video came from actual documented comparisons, not from either company's own marketing page. Quick ask before we start: like this video and subscribe. It genuinely helps. Let's start with the core architectural difference because it explains almost every other difference that follows from it. Codex, OpenAI's coding agent, executes most of its work asynchronously inside OpenAI-managed cloud sandboxes, meaning your code and your tasks run remotely on infrastructure OpenAI controls, not directly on your own machine. Claude Code, Anthropic's coding agent, runs locally instead, directly in your own terminal environment, with direct access to your actual files, your Git history, and your shell, executing everything right where your code already lives. That single distinction cascades into almost every practical difference that follows from it, starting with how each one handles safety and permissions. Codex enforces its safety restrictions at the operating system's kernel layer, using low-level sandboxing mechanisms that block risky actions coarsely. An entire category of action is either allowed or blocked, without much granular nuance in between. Claude Code instead enforces safety at the application layer through a system of dozens of programmable hook events, giving you fine-grained control over exactly which specific actions require your approval and which don't, tailored precisely to your own workflow rather than a fixed one-size-fits-all boundary. Neither approach is objectively superior. Kernel-level sandboxing is genuinely robust and hard to bypass, while fine-grained hooks give you meaningfully more control if you're willing to invest time actually configuring them for your specific project. Now, let's cover pricing, because the entry-level numbers are almost identical, but the real cost story is far more interesting than the sticker price alone suggests. Both tools start at $20 a month for their entry consumer tier, and both scale up to premium tiers starting around $100 monthly with similar usage multiplier structures at the top. So on paper, cost looks like a wash, but here's where it actually gets complicated, and it's exactly the lesson behind that $15 versus $155 example from the opening of this video. OpenAI markets Codex as meaningfully more token efficient, often processing several times more tokens per dollar spent compared to competing models at similar quality tiers. But token efficiency and actual final task cost are not automatically the same thing, because Claude Code's underlying model tends to reason more thoroughly through a problem, which could mean more total tokens consumed on a genuinely complex task, even at a comparable or lower per token rate. That's precisely why the exact same refactoring task landed at such wildly different total costs between the two. It wasn't really about which tool charges less per token, it was about how differently each one actually approached solving that specific problem. Now, let's cover raw capability, because there's a genuine, measurable trade-off here worth understanding clearly. On a benchmark built around real, verified software engineering tasks, Claude Code has consistently scored higher, correlating with that same blind quality review advantage we opened with, code that's more often rated cleaner and more correct by independent human reviewers. Codex, on the other hand, consistently leads specifically on terminal and shell-heavy benchmarks, meaning if your actual work leans heavily into command line operations, server administration, or DevOps-style scripting, it tends to handle that specific category of task noticeably better. Context window size is close to a non-issue between them at this point. Both comfortably exceed 1 million tokens in their larger modes, and the small numerical difference between them rarely matters in any real practical project. There's one more genuine structural advantage worth knowing about specifically for Codex. Its cloud-based architecture lets you run multiple independent tasks in true parallel through a dashboard. Several separate features or bug fixes progressing simultaneously, something Claude Code's local-first design simply can't match without you building separate external infrastructure yourself. Now here's the mistake that's actually costing people real money in production right now, and it's the exact lesson buried inside that opening statistic. People see one tool's advertised per token price is lower, assume that automatically means their actual monthly bill will be lower too, commit their whole workflow to that assumption, and never actually verify it against their own real representative tasks. That assumption is genuinely wrong often enough to matter, because total cost depends on how many tokens a specific task actually consumes under each tool's particular reasoning style, not just the listed rate per token each tool publishes. And those two things can diverge dramatically depending on the complexity of what you're actually building. The fix is straightforward, if less convenient than trusting a marketing page. Before committing your actual workflow to either tool based on cost alone, run 2 or 3 of your own real representative tasks through both and compare your actual final bill, not just the advertised per token rate either company publishes. That's exactly the kind of test that revealed the $15 versus $155 gap in the first place. A real task, both tools, actual measured cost, not a number taken on faith from either vendor's pricing page. Here's the golden tip that actually reflects how a lot of experienced developers handle this decision in practice. Rather than picking one tool and abandoning the other entirely, many teams genuinely run both tools simultaneously, deliberately routing different types of work to whichever one actually plays to its specific strength. Complex architectural decisions and quality-critical refactors toward the tool with the stronger reasoning and quality track record. And high-volume, terminal-heavy, or genuinely parallelizable automation work toward the tool built specifically for cost-efficient async execution at scale. That's not an indecisive compromise. It's actually the more sophisticated approach once you understand that these two tools aren't competing to be identical. They're built around fundamentally different trade-offs that happen to complement each other well on different categories of real work. If you can only justify paying for one right now, choose based on which category actually makes up more of your real everyday work. Quality-critical feature development leans toward Claude Code. Cost-sensitive high-volume automation leans toward Codex, rather than trying to declare one an objective universal winner over the other. I test new AI deals every week. If a new free method comes out, you'll see it here first. One last practical note before you go choose between these yourself. Both companies are shipping new model versions extremely rapidly right now, meaning specific benchmark scores and specific pricing details in this video will likely shift again within just a few weeks of this video going live. Before making any serious commitment, verify current benchmark results and current pricing directly, and ideally run your own real task through both tools rather than trusting any single comparison, including this one, as your final word on the matter. In the next video, I'm running that exact same kind of real refactoring task through both tools side by side, live, tracking the actual cost and actual output quality in real time, so you can watch that $15 versus $155 gap play out yourself instead of just hearing about it. Subscribing is the only way you'll see that comparison before you decide yourself.